snow has come and gone, and people have still not getting their paychecks. Charlie, what you say?
Yeah, that's true. I know at least 3 CTAs that I spoke to, and they haven't received any payment for snow duty. Bear in mind, the last time snow came down was what, 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
Yeah. I know one person who hasn't gotten paid for 17 hours, another one who hasn't gotten paid for 16 hours. So I don't understand. You're forced to work on your RDO, but they don't pay you on time. What is the union doing about it? Nothing. As usual, they just want these. As a matter of fact, they changed the email address so you can send G2s. Still with the damn G2s. Instead of doing what I said, which is simple, go visit the 9 stations where the snow locations and talk to the supervisor. But no, they don't want to do that. They want everything, sent to them. They just don't want to get off their asses and just do some work.
Now, we discussed this once before, and that which a G2 is a management tool. It's not a union tool. Okay, it's not a union tool. So the bottom line is that if you want to write a G2, just use it on a blank sheet of paper. Don't use it on a regular MTA management type of thing. Do we know why this is so long in getting paid while people aren't getting paid? Do we know why? Now, we know it's supervision.
Question.
Yeah.
Well, hey, let me just interject on that right now. Because
Yes,
I am one of the CTAs. I am one of the many who hasn't been paid.
Uh-oh.
From the time it started snowing in January, I've only received 4 hours pay for snow duty. Now, we've been on 3 different instances with snow, okay? And I've worked each and every one of them. The last one, which the snow fell on, I think it was February 10th and the 11th. And they called the snow duty off that Friday morning. I worked 12 hours both days. All right, and one of them was my RDO. They owed me a total of 26, 28 hours that they haven't paid me. And I haven't came on neither check. And I've called them. They actually paid me 64 hours. Not this check that just passed, but the check before that. And I called timekeeping, and they told me that I had 2 days off, that I was out sick. I took FMLA. I've never used FMLA. How they got that discrepancy wrong, I do not know. But even more so, if you telling me that I took 2 days off for FMLA, they only paid me for 1 day sick pay. Have sick time. Now I'm down here almost 15 years. I have accumulated a lot of sick time that I don't abuse, you know what I'm saying? So yes. If you're telling me that I took 2 days FMLA, why y'all only paid me for 1? That was a question right there. So I told him I never used FMLA. He went and checked the records and everything and found out that it was wrong. So they took the sick day back and threw it back in my bank, and they owe me for a day's pay.
Have you contacted?
I spoke to him about that.
Have you contacted the union? Have you contacted the union at all about this?
The union can do nothing for me. All right? The union can do nothing for me. I'm doing this on my own. Now, I'm sitting there talking to the people in timekeeping. I know them. I'm speaking to them, and they're telling me about my snow bonus. I mean, my snow pay. They do not see my name in the computer. Meaning, the supervisors never turned in the paperwork.
Exactly.
So the first thing I told him, I said, well, if you don't see my name in the computer, who can I contact to rectify that? He said, the supervisors that you worked with. Because they have to turn the paperwork in. When they turn the paperwork in, we pay. So you can't get mad. I couldn't get mad at nobody down in timekeeping if my papers was never sent to them. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's very.
I go to work tonight. This was my RDOs Thursdays and Fridays. Believe me, I called my supervisors as soon as I got off the phone with timekeeping. I called my supervisors.
Right.
It wasn't during work hours, so I guess they didn't answer their phone. Bottom line, when I get to work tonight, I'm calling supervisors and I'm gonna find out what's going on. Because this makes no sense. Y'all want us to come to work. Y'all mandate us to come to work when this snow falls, but yet y'all don't want to pay us. I said, when I first started working with transit, if we work snow bonus, we work snow duty, back then we was getting snow bonus pay, but if we work, it fell on the next check. It fell on the next check. Yeah. Now, where all this delayed reaction of paying us come from, I don't know. Maybe it's because they gotta pay us time and a half and not the snow bonus.
Yeah, I think that's what it's coming down to. Yeah.
Maybe it's because of that, but still in all, it's our money. Because let me just tell you something, man. When I go on vacation, I take advance pay.
Right.
All right. That means I get 2 checks before I go on my vacation. When I come back to work, I know I'm only getting 1 week's check. Now, sometimes transit slips up and send me 2 weeks check.
Right.
But you bet that following check that's coming, they taking their money right back.
Yeah.
Right.
Transit do not play. You're a clerk. You're a clerk. If money came up missing in the booth, they getting it back from you and the clerk before you or the clerk after you. Whoever relieved whoever, right? They're gonna get their money back, right?
Somebody's gonna pay them. Yeah, somebody's gonna pay them.
Why are they holding on to our money? Why are they holding on to our money? Who should be held accountable for that? You know what I'm saying? Timekeeping is blaming it on the supervisors. Now, to the supervisor tonight, hopefully, and find out who they turn their paperwork into. Because they probably turn their paperwork into somebody else, and it just ain't getting to where it's supposed to be.
Oh boy. Oh my goodness. Because now all of a sudden, Charlie, let me ask you a question. What should the CTA? What should the CTAs do? I don't want to call for this, but should they be a work to rule type thing? You know where I'm heading to. The actions that we can actually do to affect the business itself at hand.
Well, this needs to stop. And I doubt we're gonna get any more snow. But if we do get snow again, I think nobody should show up and teach them a lesson. They don't want to pay us. They don't want to pay us on time. Then we don't work. It's that simple.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Some people, we can't be fractured anymore. We have to get together and form a bond and fight for what's right, because this is our money. If they don't want to pay us on time, then why should we work? Doesn't make any sense.
Right. That's how I feel right now.
Yeah. You see, this is what I mean when I mean that we have options, but we don't want to pull the trigger. Okay? Everybody's so entrenched in keeping their job.
We want to pull the trigger. Let me correct you. We want to pull the trigger. The union doesn't want to pull the trigger. Okay? Because they don't like stirring the pot. They're afraid of management. Either they're afraid or they're in cahoots. And I'm leaning towards the latter.
In cahoots.
Yes, because remember, they want work availability, and they don't want us taking off any time. So because they split whatever they save, they split with the MTA. The members don't get that.
You see, this is disheartening because you see, we've discussed this over 3 years ago, and we said point blank, whatever happens to the stations department, the members voted for it. You know, and voting wrong has consequences. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Charlie.
No, I'm off a job, not a job action, but if you're gonna call, I personally didn't do snow duty this year because I'm on restricted duty.
Yeah.
But I know if I wasn't on restricted duty and they called me at 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning, it'll be the last time they call me because I won't show up again. You pay me on time. I made the effort, you make the effort too.
Well, now making the effort, now that brings us to the other point of the pick. They can't make up their mind what date they want to decide on, and now we hear it's going to be on the 28th. You know, my research tells me this, all right, because I tried to research this before I even got into this. The union administration is not responsible for the actions of the MTA, but the union is responsible to protect the members' pick rights, and they have failed. They have failed on getting the CTAs paid on time. They have failed to negotiate a better drug program so that the cost of the drugs that we need, prescription drugs, is not so high. Okay, how much more failure can we take? Charlie, you had an incident with the prescription drugs.
Yeah, I was paying, and let me correct because I put something in there in error. I was paying. I said that I was paying $30 for the medication. It was actually $10 I was paying, but 3 months it was $30. This time they charged me $80 instead of $30. Okay, that's an increase of about 175% if my math is correct. That is ridiculous. You know, we switched over to this new and improved plan, but yet a lot of us are getting burned by it. Doesn't make sense. Why am I paying so much? I mean, the medication I'm taking is expensive, yeah. And I don't want to say the price because it is expensive, but when I was paying $10 a month, it was okay. Now I'm paying $27, I think, per month, something like that, 20 something dollars, over $25, and that's insane.
Question, Brother Ward, when it comes to the pick, what's the problem with it, sir? What's going on with it? What are you hearing from the CTA, sir?
I mean, you know, you have to look at it like this, man. People pick according to their household,
right,
and the things that needs to be done in their life. You understand what I'm saying? And you know, when people go to these pick rooms and they pick these jobs, like I could be working nights, and then I switch because I need to go days. You know what I'm saying? Because my kids in school. Or now my kids are going to be home. Maybe I'll switch to night so I can stay home in the days. You know, people has picked according to their lifestyles, their schedules.
Yes.
And for us to go to the pick room and go through the motions and everything, and then y'all not change the pick, that's disrespectful.
Yes.
It's like now y'all want to change it, but then y'all changing the date. Then come time that day come up, y'all changing the date again. So it's like y'all leaving people stuck where they're at. Now they have to maneuver and pay for babysitters or do this or do, you know, it's a lot of things that has to be done. That's just not right,
fair.
man.
It's not fair. It's not.
That's a violation all across the board.
You took the words right out. You took the words right out of my mouth. Legitimately, I was going to go down that road. Brother Blocker, what are you hearing from the CTAs about the pick?
A lot of them are unsatisfied, and they're wondering. They keep asking me, "What are you doing? What can I do? I'm not in the union office." But
see, see, go ahead, sir.
No, but then a lot of them are dissatisfied because the union is not doing nothing. And I know MTA should have been informed a long time ago about that the pick date wasn't going to change. So nobody did nothing. So my question even, what as a union rep, are y'all doing for us? You take our union money, you take our dues money, and you're not doing a damn thing. That's why I posted what I posted. Because see, I get mad and uptight too. Shit's like starting to be frustrating. Because you can't call them and they're not doing shit. You know? See, I'm not as vocal as y'all. I'm more volatile. I want to tell them just like this, motherfucker. Y'all not doing nothing. Because it's not fair. Y'all taking, how much they take out? What, $32 every paycheck? You know
Yes.
what I could do with $32? That ain't
Yes, sir.
fair. That ain't fair.
Let me follow what the brother Wood and Block have said by saying that people have kids. People have parents that they take care of, elderly, or they have schedules. Some of them have jobs, different jobs. I mean, 2 jobs. So when you fuck around with their schedule, constantly telling them, "Oh, the pick is changing on this day or this day," they have to rearrange their schedule. I mean,
Yeah.
after a while, that gets, I mean, people have to plan their lives ahead of time. And this union just thinks that they can just pick a date out of the hat and then switch it the next day. That's what they did recently. I think I heard Wednesday that it was going to be April 11th, and then yesterday I heard that they changed it to March 28th.
Right.
So it's been
if you
changed
already
5
made
times already.
plans, yeah. If you
5
already made
times.
plans, you got to redo the plans.
And remember, now they're going to uniform hours, so it's already a burden where people who had set schedules. I mean, people have kids. The kids get out at 3 o'clock. Now, when you're fucking with their schedules with the pick, you're giving them a reason why to get angry, because they're in limbo. They don't know what to do. So I blame the union. The union they have no balls. I'm gonna straight up say it. They have no balls.
Like I said before, they are responsible for protecting the pick rights of the members. Okay, that's I mean, they've got to be able to say, "Hey, look, y'all can't do this."
Yeah. Let me point out another. Yeah, 2 things. Recently, Derek Echeverria, who's the division chair, station's division chair, he posted on Facebook responding to a young lady named Stephanie Soto, saying, and I'm going to quote him, "When I was in charge, we always had 2 picks a year and we were never late." Well, guess what, Derek? You're with this administration. This pick is late, okay? It's been postponed 5 times. And what have you done? What's that?
He didn't do nothing either.
No, but he was trying. He was boasting that when he was in charge, and that the pick was never late, and it happened twice a year. Well, first of all, like I said, it's been late 5 times. It's been postponed 5 times already. And last year, CTA's only got 1 pick. Okay, what were the penalties? Because Robert Kelly said multiple times, "Oh, the MTA is going to be penalized for delaying our pick." Well, we never got a second pick. Okay, and what was the penalty? Was it monetary? If it was monetary, who got that money? It wasn't us. What was the verdict? We never heard anything.
We still, in the stations department, for the station agents, we're waiting to see about the public hearing to find out about the lunch relief positions. Now, the judge has already spoken. These hearings are supposed to be in a timely fashion. Still hasn't happened. Still hasn't happened.
Well, and has the union gone out and informed the public that what the MTA is planning? No. Instead of going out there and informing the public that they want these booths empty for an hour and a half every day, instead of just sitting, waiting it out, waiting for the MTA to have have these hearings, and then when nobody shows up, they're gonna say, "Oh, nobody showed up." Well, because you didn't inform them.
You didn't tell nobody. Yeah. Somebody gave me a text, and the text went like this: "Why don't you guys file a grievance? All right, file a grievance." Here we go. We file a grievance, but will the union back us up, or will they sell us out? Will they block individual grievances? What is happening to our department is unwarranted, it is illegal, and it is a violation of our member rights. Management is doing what they want, contract and rules be damned. We are pro-union, but we are not pro to this union administration. A wise man said that to me one day. Job security is the main goal of this union, not compromising to get job security. And we have a big problem here. Say what, sir?
That was a wise man who told you that.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, oh, I listened to this man. I listened to him. Primarily, the union, they cannot, now when I say union, I'm not just talking about the stations department, because a lot of people think that when we say the union, we're talking about just the stations department. It is all of them. They're not standing up to the NTA, and they refuse to pull the economic trigger. Power only respects power. Okay? If we were to say as a union, I tell you what, we're not coming to work. One day, nobody comes to work. When are you going to violate the Taylor law? So what? You know, there's certain things that we have to do. Power only respects power.
Let me point.
Yes, sir.
Let me point out one more thing, and I
Yes,
hate
sir.
to keep going, but I have. I think it's important.
Yes, sir.
Couple of years ago, and let me take a look at it. Couple of years ago, as a matter of fact, May 6th of 2019, Anthony Staley, he wrote on Facebook, rumor has it that they are trying to go after the cleanest pick. They are trying to offer a substantial raise in return. They want us to give our pick. Okay. Now, to me, it seems like they said that they want to hold our wage increase. So maybe this is a way of doing it. Trading a wage increase for our pick rights. Also, Anthony also wrote, and let me just find it. He goes, this was in July 13th of 2017. Okay. Anthony wrote, I want to bring the cleaners on this page up to speed on what's going on with the pick. First thing, there's a grievance against the pick, and the division chair is claiming there's an arbitration scheduled for the 25th, but the pick is going to change anyway on the.
Where did he go?
Got knocked off.
He got knocked off? Okay. The bottom line is that that article that Staley wrote was very, very on point. Let me let him back in. The article that he wrote was on point. You guys need to go over to Mr. Muniz's page and read the article, because the article was on point. Charlie, you there? Continue, sir.
Yeah, well, basically, I'll make it short. What I'm not even going to read. Basically, Anthony was warning us that that the union, which is the same administration that's there right now, okay, even though Richard was there, okay, he's still there. Kelly wasn't there, but he was with the previous administration, but not the last 2 years of when they were in charge, when Derek was in charge, okay. But Kelly had experience with the administration. He was a part of them, okay. So anyway, what was happening was that Anthony was trying to point out that they're trying to not to fight for the cleaners, not trying to fight for the pick. And that's exactly what's happening right now. They're not fighting. You know, they're compromising. It's obvious they're compromising.
Brother Ward, do you think they're trying to make the CTAs have one pick a year?
Yeah.
It's not only the CTAs. You can't have one pick without the other. It's not only the CTA. They're trying to take it and make the cleaners and the clerks have one pick per year. You understand what I'm saying? It's not just the CTA. See, one thing we got to understand, man, this union has done not only stations department, but this union has failed in many different departments. You understand what I'm saying? We have to deal with, like, all right, let's take a look at RTO. Right now, RTO, they're being forced to lose jobs because transit want to knock out certain lines in the nighttime.
Yeah, I think it's a CNEF.
You understand what I'm saying? And by them knocking out or cutting out certain lines at night, that's taking away jobs. You understand what I'm saying? Like if they was to come and close down this booth, okay, these three clerks that has the AM, PM, and the night tour, where are they gonna go? You understand what I'm saying? They're taking away jobs slowly but surely. And see, one thing they have to understand, we as the members have the power. And we have to understand that the only way we're gonna gain it back, the only way we're gonna gain our sanity back. The only way we're gonna gain respect back from transit is if we boot all of them out of the union officials, all of them, we gotta boot them all out. We can't just boot half and keep half. We gotta boot them all out because they're all under the same nonsense. You understand what I'm saying? These are puppets. These
So let me ask you this question.
These dudes are being placed in them positions because they feel I can tell them what to do and they're gonna do it.
Why does the stations department keep on electing people that does not do them any well-being?
See, you have to understand, which hard talk the good game. Which hard talk the good game.
He's a hustler.
Soldiers, all right, soldiers, and then we gonna do, that was a bunch of bull crap. That dude walking around with his papers in his pocket right now. His wife retired. She was a clerk. She retired, okay? He walking around with papers in his pocket, so he gonna get whatever he can get out of the union, and he's not coming back to transit. He's not gonna come back. If he lose in office, he's retiring. He's going out the door. You understand what I'm saying? Now, my thing is, the stations department was failed because the president of the stations department went in there with an agenda. He went in with an agenda, okay? He came from recording secretary to running for president of stations, right? Now, the crazy notion is he brought the contract over with him knowing that he was ready to do us dirty. He brought that contract, that signed contract that he signed for the contractors to come in.
Before he was in position.
Okay? He was a recording secretary and he signed that contract. And he brought it over into the union knowing he was getting ready to fuck us. Okay? So now he appointed people up under him that he can control.
Exactly.
You understand what I'm saying? So now that's where the station department was failed. Because if it would have been any one of us, we'd have stood against them. We'd have stood against them. We'd have ratted them out. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm quite sure quite a few of them knew that he signed this contract. Contractors was getting ready to come in, but they didn't say nothing. See, Cuomo is a union buster. That's all he's been about. And as long as, man, think about it now. When Bloomberg was in office, he's a billionaire, ain't he?
Yes.
When he was in office, transit wouldn't let him nowhere near them. They wouldn't let him nowhere near them. Now all of a sudden, Cuomo could get his hands knee deep in transit. That's crazy, man. Think about that nonsense. That dude's been a union buster since day one. And that's all he's doing right now is busting us every which way he can. We got contractors, we got fake security guards walking around here with keys to the gates, everything.
Yep.
It all starts and it ends with the people you elect and put them in office, whether they're going to be for the members or against the members. That's what it is.
Brother Blocker, do you think we're going to have a one-year pick?
Well, I believe so. They're trying to make it. We had one last year, and they're trying to do it this year too. Because I was just reading what Anthony said in 2019, because I was on Charlie's page just now. But they've been doing this for a little while. You know, but I'll put this. Because see, I figured this too. Because if you're going to give us a one-year pick, it should have been written in the contract.
Right. And it's not.
Right? We should have had 3 bid picks or something like that. You know, to get, because everybody's not happy where they at. Some people, a lot of people with less seniority pick jobs just to have a job.
Right.
Like Charlie said earlier, you know, you pick a job according to your home schedule, your child schedule, You might have older parents at home to take care of and so forth, or you might have a second job. But to keep coming here to do the job according to transit way, when you came to transit for a better life, for better benefits and so forth, this is just starting to be ludicrous to me. And that's why I act the way I do. I'm gonna be honest about it. Because going back to snow duty, when you work the snow duty, because as soon as I see the supervisor, what's your pass number? I want your pass number. Because I'm expecting to be paid. I haven't had a problem with my payment. Because I want your pass number and your name, because I'm expecting my pay. And I told the GSM, if I don't be paid, I'm not going to the union. I'm going outside the union, and I'm writing you up. When I'm working with a crew, right?
Right.
First thing I say, take your time. Take your time. If you fall out, I'm not giving you mouth to mouth. Take your time. Do this. Take your time. Do it right. Because we can't rush and do this. You got to take your time. That's just me. That's why I act the way I do sometimes. Because sometimes it just really pisses me off. Y'all taking my money and y'all not doing nothing for me. And I was listening to Derek, because now Derek is taking pop shots at his own team, the team that they brought him back. And Derek was no better when he was up there in office anyway.
But we know that.
I know Derek. And Derek's changed a lot. And Derek's all for himself. It's time for him to retire too. It's time to retire. Get your check. I know you got enough money. I know you got a couple of condos. You probably got a house in there. It's time to retire. But they keep recycling, just like Charlie said. They keep recycling them, bringing them back. And he talks a good game because he's been here a little while. But you're not doing shit. And that's just how they're making me feel now. Because I got to tell y'all the truth. They're not doing a damn thing to make nothing better. And I thought that's what unions was about. I really, truly thought the union was about making working conditions better, treating the employees better, which is us. You already said, one of y'all said it, I forgot which one, about coming to the work site when we have snow duty.
Yes.
I've never, ever, and I've been down about almost 14 years, I've never seen a union rep on snow duty.
Let me ask you a question. During this snow duty, has any of you on this panel seen a union rep at the recording site where you?
Nah, never.
Yeah, right.
You know where I see them at?
Right.
I see them on Facebook taking pop shots. That's where I see them at. But I never seen them, ever.
And let's be honest. If they really went to one of these snow locations, they love pictures. We have the pictures.
Hello. Just to say they've been out there, but they come there after the work is done.
Mm-hmm.
You don't come to see whether somebody's exhausted. You don't come to see whether somebody's overly tired. You don't come to see if they got their lunch breaks on time. Are they hydrated? Are they warm enough? Do they have enough warm hand warmers, proper shovels? Because majority of the shovels is busted.
Yeah.
They don't be there. I'm sorry. I've been there. I don't see them there. I tell people, slow down, take your time. Don't fall out on me, please.
Well, I have to say this because I saw with my own eyes. I was doing a lunch relief and I was going past Fulton Street on the 2 and the 3. And lo and behold, I'm walking past and I see Gilda Lunt talking to the clerk in the booth. So I did see her out there. Okay.
But is Fulton a snow location? No.
No, that wasn't the snow location.
I been say, and the clerk ain't got nothing to do with snow duty.
Yeah, I never seen the clerk pick up a shovel.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
She also has a thing. She's always talking about somebody's being disrespectful. If you're in this position and you can't take criticism, you don't need to be in the position. I have nothing against her. I really don't. You know, we can barbecue, but as a union rep, nah. You always G2, G2, G2. You have to be in it. See what's really going on. Not sitting in the office. You got to be there.
Her position is there's a level of respect that we should have. And sometimes that level of respect is tinging on disrespect. Now, if you know anything about the union members' Bill of Rights, we have the right to speak to our union rep to find out what's going on and to get clarity. Okay? Go ahead, Charlie.
Yeah, no, I mean, you said it. I mean, I come out strong, and sometimes I come out, you know, my language isn't the best. But when you want to be in charge of how many station members? 10,000, I guess. Well, about 6,000 station agents and CTAs and what's the other one? The collectors. Yeah. So approximately 6,500 people. You want, you know, you're representing them. You're gonna take some heat. If you don't like it, get the hell out of there and let somebody who can handle it take over.
Now, I was privy to some information. I'm going to put it out there now. The collection agents, they're going to have two choices: drive a bus, okay, or maybe come to the stations department, okay, because that position may not be there. Okay, that position just may not be there. Snow duty, prescription drugs, it's not cost effective. And then it comes down to the pick rights. So now, this is not going to be the final word, but what should the members do, being that we are in this situation? How do we respond? We're not getting paid for snow duty. They're violating our pick rights, okay? And at the end of the day, the prescription drugs on some point may be too high. I'll give it to you, brother. What should, I'm trying to be nice. What should the members themselves do? I mean, one suggestion was, if we are that upset, we all need to take a walk down to the union hall and have a conversation with them.
I was getting ready to say that the only way we can approach this situation, man, the only way we can approach this situation, and I'm not talking union meeting, not the last Thursday of the month.
Right.
We got to schedule an appointment. We, the members, would like to schedule an appointment to speak to the administration about certain issues.
Well, I'm sorry, Mr. Lloyd.
And if we got to write them down,
you're going to have to speak to the current union administration. You have Kelly and Derek there. You got to talk to them, because you see, you know, it's on them.
Yeah, but we got to bring it to their attention on how we're feeling, and see what their opinions is, because we can't do nothing.
Well, let me ask you a question.
Do nothing. The benefits is already set.
What would happen if everyone in the stations department began calling the president and putting pressure on him to begin the process of talking to the VPs and say, hey, I'm getting all this heat here. What are you guys not doing? Should we start a calling the president campaign?
Nah, I think the president will change his number. I think he'll change his number on us.
Because we got to put pressure someplace.
We got to put pressure right there in Montague. We got to come out in numbers. Like tell them we need to schedule a meeting and have Robert and Derek thinking it's like 4 or 5 of us, but 50 or 60 of us show up. You understand what I'm saying? We got to put pressure on them. Like, this is how it is, man. This is what we need to know. How y'all letting them take jobs from us? I mean, collection agent. You're talking about they're trying to dismantle the collection agent? Okay.
Slowly but surely, yes, sir.
Okay, but isn't these the people that go around and escort the people to fix the machines?
But those machines are going to be obsolete pretty soon. It's going to be the tap and go. So you really don't need those people.
That tap and go ain't really working, bro.
No, it's not.
No. It's not really working. So, I mean, I don't care. See, just like I tell y'all, I don't care how transit want to look into the future without us. They need us. Bottom line. When they put them machines there, them vending machines was there to replace the clerks. That was their plan. They put the machines there. They was gonna bring y'all out the booth, have y'all cleaning the mezzanine and doing customer service. But the machines, what? They break down.
Yep.
And when they break down, the customers, they need the clerk. You got some people that can't read or write.
Yep.
Yeah,
they need the clerk.
Yeah, that's
to this day, you got people that don't know how to use them vending machines.
Yeah.
But they figure, okay, now they took the money out the booth, they relied on the vending machines. Half the money they was making, they didn't make the money that they normally would if money was in the booth. So now they figure they put these tap and goes up during the pandemic. That shit ain't working out. It's not working. They still need the clerks, bro. They still need the clerks.
Yep. Well, I remember I had a lady, she needed help dealing with the machine. I said, Miss, I cannot come out the booth. Okay. And her response was, well, what are you doing in there? My job is to give proper customer service. Well, I'm not being serviced. Well, you need to call transit because they told me I can't come out the booth. I cannot come out the booth. And I want to say something to the station agents. There are a couple of station agents that do this. You're so bored in the booth that you primarily go outside of the booth to help the customers. Look, I know that you're bored, but let me tell you something. If something goes wrong, you're going to be hung out to dry.
What's going to go wrong? Ain't no money in the booth. You can't get robbed. What they going to stick you up for? Huh?
Well, suppose if you get assaulted while you're outside trying to help
Metro
somebody.
cards?
But suppose if you get assaulted when you're outside trying to help somebody and you get assaulted, cops come, they're going to ask you what you're doing outside. And then they're going to ask you, did you do a comfort? Do you know how many clerks go outside of the actual booth and they don't do a comfort just to help the customers? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And that makes no sense. The bottom line, if you're not supposed to come out that booth, I don't care who needs help. If you're not supposed to come outside that booth, you don't give them help. Why? Why? How are you supposed to go outside the booth? Go ahead, Charlie.
The thing is that transit is waging a war against clerks, okay? A silent war where they're letting the public get pissed off at you guys. They see you sitting there, they're saying these guys aren't doing shit, and they're getting paid, and the public is annoyed because they're not getting any help. You're sitting there and you can't help them. Even if you want to help them, you can't.
That is true. That is so true.
Yeah. I mean, I cannot begin to tell you how many times I have been asked, can you come outside the booth to help me? The answer is no. Why? I am not authorized to leave this booth to help you. That comfort app is for me to go to the bathroom and come back to the booth. That comfort app is not for me to hit it, go outside, help you, then come back in. They need to change the system and the policy.
But the public doesn't understand that. Like, they think that you're the bad guy. They think that you're just ignoring them. They think that you just don't want to do your job.
You're just being lazy.
Let's point out facts. Richard and Kelly helped transit remove money from the booth. Okay. They admitted it in their newsletter that them, Richard Kelly and Utano, agreed with management to remove the money out of the booth. They claimed that it was to save lives, but it was never proven that money contains COVID. If it did, all businesses would be shut down, starting with the banks. The banks never close. You know,
Let me
so
explain
there is
something
no
to you
excuse
about
for
that.
money not being in the booth anymore.
Let me explain something to you about that. During the course of this COVID thing, I was in the Wayfinder program. Okay, I told the story before. I came into a room of angry clerks. They were Wayfinders. They said, Kenny, we're going back to the booth. I said, nah, that's not going to happen. All right, got in contact with Kelly. Kelly on the speakerphone, speaking to the Wayfinders. Yes, we're going back. And one of the reasons why is because of COVID. So the question is this: you care that much about the Wayfinders that you're going to put them back in the booth for their safety, but you don't care about the CTAs or the platform controllers.
Exactly. Exactly.
There's a problem there. Okay? Now, if they would have said, you're going back to the booth and the CTAs do not have to spend that much time on the platform, they can go back and forth. That was not said. The emphasis was, we don't want the clerks outside, they can get sick, while the CTAs were out there throughout the whole entire pandemic. Now, that's not right.
Maybe Kelly and Richard assumed that you guys are vulnerable to the virus, but we're immune to it.
Yeah, you're Superman.
Yeah, so I guess so.
And we are hot house orchids. You know what I'm saying? We have to be taken care of. You know what I'm saying? It's not right. It's just not right. And I think that these are the issues that members need to understand when it comes time for election time. These are questions that you have to ponder.
That wasn't the reason why they put y'all back in the booth, man. That was just a lie. He told you to get y'all back in the booth. That's all that was. I mean, take it for what it's worth.
They play us as suckers. Okay, plain and simple. I'm talking to everybody out there. Okay, your stations department, the union stations department is taking CTAs, station agents, collections as suckers because they're lying. Okay, and until you people wise up, listen, do your homework, do your research, go to these meetings, you'll see exactly what I see. Okay, and that is a bunch of lies. They keep lying to us. There's a million excuses for everything that they do wrong, but they do something right, and it's glorified by them. They put it. They brag about it. They put it on Facebook. They put it on the union website. I mean, and really, can we? There's 4 of us on this panel right now. Can one of you guys name me one substantial thing that this union has done since this administration has done since they've been in office? Something that just stands out and you're like, wow, they did that for us.
Let me, nope. Nope. That's sad, man. That's real sad.
That is one of the reasons early in this administration, I called for a recall. I was very, very clear. I looked at exactly what I saw was going to happen, and I said, we got to get these guys out of here now. But once again, the stations department sat back and said, no, we're not going to sit back and actually allow you to ruin them if you can. Give them a chance. Give them a chance. Okay, we have no more. I gave them a chance. No more lunch relief positions. CTAs are not getting paid on time. What else? Pick rights are being violated. We gave them a chance. Okay, and this is what they gave us back in return. It's time for a change. Final words to the stations department. Brother Blocker, you start us off. Final words to your brothers and sisters.
As a member, I really don't know what to say, but y'all have to think about yourselves. You're talking about one thing we did forget about was FMLA, but your health comes first. like you said, like y'all been saying, CTAs be out there in the front line all the time. I think I do more customer service now with the machine, but I don't get paid for that. I get paid for cleaning, you know, and I cleans the stations and I clean it well, you know. I don't call the union because there's nothing to call them for, because they're not coming and they're not helping, you know. I'm talking about the administration now. They don't do a damn thing. I do everything on my own. Like Ward said, he makes his own phone calls. You can make your own calls. If you don't have the number, call one of us. You can get the number.
That's
you
right.
know? But you know, it's just like I said, I'm one of them pit bulls, you know, and I get tired. I just want to make my money and make sure I get home at the end of the day, regardless, no matter what happens. I'm going home. And if I have to come back the next day, I'll just come back. But this, you know, I'm starting to lose interest. You know, that's it. Just take care of yourselves, y'all. Take care of yourselves.
Brother Word, final word to the stations department. Your brothers and sisters are listening.
You see the slate? It says WAR, W-A-R, which stands for We Are Ready. This slate right here is coming to y'all live. I want y'all to understand, stations department, don't get it twisted. We are in a fucking war right now. Okay, it's us against the union officials against transit. This makes it harder for us to fight. So we got to eliminate the middleman. We have to get rid of the union officials that's in office now so we can take our sanity back. We need to get us on point. Okay? Let's get it together, y'all. Let's get it together.
Well, I'll take it from here. We have been doing this since the administration started. We didn't just wake up one day and say, hey, look, let's come up against them. From day one of this administration, we have been yelling and screaming, and people kept saying, you guys are overly critical. You're always negative. Well, look what we have gotten to. And I said it before, lunch relief positions will be gone. CTA still not getting paid. And now the PIC rights are being violated. When we started this over 3 years ago, people kept saying, you guys are just spoil sport. There's nothing spoil sport about it. We knew this was going to happen. Why? Because we understood the people that were in office. Now is the time for you, the members, to know exactly what they've done and what they have not done. I have said this, and I'll keep on saying it. It is not what they have done. It's what they have not done that harms us. Final word to the stations department, Charlie Muniz.
Well, I mean, you said it all, Kenny. We've been fighting this war for, I'm going to say right before the last election, because I ran in the last election.
Right.
Okay. I pointed out to Joe Campbell, because Richard ran as a Joe Campbell slate, and I pointed out to Joe Campbell, it's a mistake to bring Richard on board. And he argued with me. He goes, I mean, we had a lunch at Junior's, and I told him how I felt about Richard. And he basically ignored me, and look what Richard did. He destroyed the department.
Yep.
And then you know, now we got Derek back. Derek is a reject, recyclable, a retread, a has-been, but never was. And because he's never done anything, like I said, anything of substance for the stations department. None of them have. And we're not, they get annoyed because we criticize them. Well, then don't give us a reason to criticize you. You know? I can't even remember the list. I put a list up of all the things that they didn't do.
Right.
And all the things that they did do. And they were both negative.
Right.
Okay. If they want to challenge me to a debate, I welcome it. Anytime. Anytime, prove me wrong. You know, people say, oh, Charlie, you're, you know, what's your problem with, you know, give these guys a chance, you know, they're new. Well, 3 years, you had 3 years to do something. You haven't done anything. I challenge any one of them to debate. That includes Tony Utano. I will debate Tony Utano as well. Okay.
We still, after 3 years, don't have a shop stewards class.
Thank you for bringing that up. I've been trying to become a shop steward for 5 years. Okay. Joe Bermuda said he would help me become a shop steward. Never happened. Okay. And that's fine with me. They had a link on their website so you can apply to be a shop steward. You know how many times I clicked on that shit and I never got a response? Oh, yeah, wait, hold on a second. There was supposed to be a shop steward class one time on my birthday, okay? I went over there to the Union Hall. I live in New Jersey. I went all the way to the Union Hall on my birthday to go to this class. They had the fucking nerve to tell me that it was canceled. Now, these son of a bitches couldn't call me, couldn't text me, couldn't fax me because I even have a fax at home. I mean, there was ways to get in touch with me and tell me this class was just canceled. And that was the last class that they were going to have because they haven't had one since. So, it's a broken system and we got to fix it. And you got 4 strong individuals here. Each one of us will debate anybody in that union, anybody, regardless of department, because we want to prove to people out there that we're speaking the truth, and we will provide evidence of everything that we say.
They will not debate us. I have been trying to get any one of them to, but they won't because they feel, why should we debate you when all you got to come to the union hall is ask the question? All right?
No. And I you know what? Let's have a debate on Zoom and invite everybody.
I'll pay for it. I'll set it up. But they won't do it. They won't do it because they feel that they can't control it. You see, our Zooms are unfiltered and uncut. What you see is what you see. What you hear is what you hear. So once again, if there's any union official that's out there, I tell you what, we'll invite you to come on this show. Okay? I'll give you an open invitation. Any union rep that wants to come on this show, and we can have a cordial conversation based on what you've done and what you have not done. This is not a kamikaze thing, because anyone that knows me, when I do a Zoom, I always have a prep before we go live, and then we talk. So you know exactly what the discussion is going to be about, but you won't do it.
And I'm glad you said that it's unfiltered because it is unfiltered. There's emotions here. There's anger. There's humor. There's sadness sometimes. Unlike their Zoom, which is canned, they haven't done a Zoom. They were doing some Zoom meetings before. I think they had 3 of them or something. I was a part of one. As a matter of fact, they devoted a show. I was the only one that showed up actually, and they gave me the whole show. Okay.
I would love for them to have me on their Zoom show. I would enjoy it immensely. Okay. You want to talk about having a riveting conversation? I would enjoy, but they won't do it. They won't do it.
They know after the last one with me, it wasn't. They couldn't control me, even though I held my anger because I didn't want it to be edited. I kept my anger in check. I gave him some questions that I could have given more, but I just wanted to prove my point. But anyway, I want to thank them for giving me the opportunity, because they did give me the opportunity. They didn't have to. So I want to return the favor and invite them here.
Yeah, all you got to contact one of us. It'll be no kamikaze. It'll be questions that you pick the questions, we'll ask the questions, and we'll hash out through the truth. But they won't do it.
But if there's a kamikaze, they can always walk out.
You can always hang up, leave the meeting.
That's it. Yeah. But I would love for them to, because since all we do is trash them, all we do is talk about them, let them have the honor to come here and push back. Push back. Ain't nobody.
What's there to hide? If they, I mean, we're giving them an open forum. What's there to hide? Don't hide. You can't. Who was it? I think it was Joe Louis or Muhammad Ali that said, "You can't run, but you can't hide." Okay, they're hiding. They're running and they're hiding. But we see
why they hiding, right? You know why they hiding?
Why?
Because we are ready.
There you go.
Bottom line.